dude, I jumped at the chance to be on TNA. I canceled a show to be on TNA. I
Mhm.
was supposed to wrestle on a fair show for SoCal Pro on the 4th of July, and I was like, my flight is later tonight. I don't think I want to wrestle a fair show and maybe get hurt before I wrestle on Impact.
Yeah,
So no. And I got heat for it. I got tons of heat for it. I
it's
was
just,
like,
it's
what?
difficult.
I was like, what, bro? You don't want me to be on TNA Impact Live tomorrow night? You want me to freaking dislocate my knee in front of 800 people at this fair? Like, come on.
Plus, from a promoter's perspective, you know, now he can say if you're going to work for him again in a month, oh, it's on TNA Impact. Lars only from
Dude,
TNA Impact now on our show.
you would think so, but when I did TNA, I don't think other than my like regular like Hollywood stuff, which was like I wouldn't say it's guaranteed, but I was always at the time. At the time, I was head of ring crew and I was usually in a storyline program.
Mhm.
So like other than that, when I came back, I did Japan and TNA back to back within like it was all within like 14 days. It was like 12 days in Japan. I came home for like 4 or something, and then I went to TNA. It was like the coolest 2 weeks of my life. And then I get back and no one will book me.
Really?
No one wanted to book me.
Do you
And
think
like,
any part of that had to do with, you know, I had this talk, I believe it was Sal, where there's certain wrestlers who they're gonna get signed. So promoters are sometimes hesitant to start using them. A person who came to mind for me is Dijak. In Ring of Honor, he never did that much when he was there because I'm pretty sure the mindset was, well, this guy's gonna be signed away pretty soon, pretty quickly, which he was. And so we don't want to center the whole thing around him. Obviously, with a booking, it's a little different than that. But do you think that was possibly the mindset? Is, oh, he's flirting with Impact now, he's flirting with TNA, he might be leaving, or do you think it was something else?
I think it was that, but not he might be leaving, but oh, he's gonna start asking for a lot of money, or he's gonna have a bad
Yeah.
attitude. I wasn't known for having the best attitude. Not. I mean, I'm just I don't know how to put it. I mean, I'm honest, I will say what's on my mind. Like I don't pull punches. I would talk about people online where they could see it, like it's like I'm like, bro, this is for you to see. I want you to see it, We'll talk in person if you want to. Just, always causing problems. I was considered like quite a bit of a troublemaker, ruffle feathers. People would get calls like, "Oh, Yuma was on my show last week and got into it with this guy." And it's like I don't think I'm a problematic dude. I just don't put up with much. And
Uh,
so
oh,
it's like I think I kind of lost my train of thought here, but actually no, I did lose my train of thought. We
your
were talking.
reasoning for why they weren't bringing you in?
Oh yeah, yeah. So I think people were like, "Oh, this guy's gonna be a shithead now," and a lot of that stemmed from when I did PWG. I Nothing changed, but a lot of guys, one guy in particular, got super drunk, and while I'm out having dinner with my now wife and Peter Avalon, we're celebrating that I debuted at PWG. We're having some nice Corky's Diner up in Rancho Cucamonga. And I'm like, I'm having the time of my life, man. I tore it up at PWG only, like like less than 3 years into the business. I was like, I was so proud of myself.
Mhm.
And then like I get this fucking wall of text from another SoCal wrestler that was just the most jealous, hateful bullshit, saying how everyone was saying I got a big head and blah blah blah. And like it stemmed back to that. I think when I got even bigger opportunities, like that same kind of like group thought of like, oh, this guy's an asshole. And I'm like, well, I'm not. I'm just moving up and onward. Like, I can't work that show today because I have this better one. Like I
Yeah.
told you that 2 weeks ago. It's just like everyone took it personal. I'm like, I'm sorry. I did not get in this industry to make friends. I am happy to be kind and be civil and be friends with you guys, but like it's a business first for me,
Yeah.
And I definitely treated it like a business, and that hurt people.
And that's interesting because you brought up how one of the benefits was making friends with so many people. So, but at the same time, it is a business. Unless your only goal is to go, once a month at a local show, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's your goal. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at it as a business, then you're gonna have to make professional decisions.
Yeah, man. Like I didn't like I'm like, dude, I did not think about professional wrestling for every second of every day for this long to let some adult baby get his feelings hurt because I want to wrestle in a different city.
Yeah.
I'm like it's baffling. I'm like, what? Like, how does that even make sense? You know, and like, and then again, you know, once I did that stuff, I did start asking for a little more money. But at that point, I was 5 years into the biz. I was like, hey, I think I deserve more than 20 bucks. I'm
Yeah,
the only one around here that's getting flown places, wrestling on TV. I was like, hey, why don't we bump me up to a whopping 50? And I can't tell you how many bookings I lost.
it's crazy.
It's insane, dude. I was like, hey, I don't live in this part of San Diego anymore. I live in this really inconvenient part. I need a little more for gas. Nope, no more bookings. Or, okay, we could do it once, but man, I'm not going to be able to do it in the future. So I go, I work there once, I get my 50 bucks, spend 20 of it on Denny's and drive home. And that's it. Like you would think those opportunities like skyrocketed me, but it did the opposite. And my attitude didn't change, you know? Like, I mean, I'm an honest person. I know when I'm, you know, being shitty and stuff. And like I was motivated in such a positive way. I don't know why it got this negative spin in the local area about it. You know, I was like, I didn't come back with a big hit. I came back hitting hard. That was kind of that had to change quick. I came from TNA and Japan. I came back so stiff, and we weren't even stiff in Japan. TNA is what made me stiff. I got critiques from a few wrestlers that I really respected that I needed to really start hitting harder. And so at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, I brought that, and nobody liked it. I'm
Well,
safe, but they were just like, well, all of a sudden, like, why the hell are you beating the shit out of me? And I was like, oh, my bad. I got told to.
Japan's another subject I definitely want to talk about more if we do a second interview, which again, thank you.
I would love
The
to.